everybody curses on this channel except for us. We seem to like try to be clean.
Is that right?
I don't know. What do you think?
I do. Every time I look at a show for like a minute, I definitely hear 3 or 4 bombs.
Well, not Sally and Tony.
No,
they
no.
They keep it clean, but the rest of the guys,
Well,
even that Georgia Rose. Oh my God, she's got some mouth on her.
Well, I protect, me and how I feel about Georgia. I'm a big advocate of the Georgia Rose show. And, though Tony can push Sally's buttons on Knock 'em Dead comedy, but it's Knock 'em Dead clean comedy. Knock 'em Dead sanitized comedy.
Exactly.
We sanitize our comedy here on Gov's Radio.
Your protection.
It's super protected comedy. Our comedy is not contagious. Wow.
No.
That would be a great slogan for us, don't you think? Our comedy is not contagious. Anyway, as we approach the 6:31 hour,
I think we should start it.
all right. Well, yeah, we'll give everybody, before I play the intro music. I want to know. We always want to know where you are. You're always in fascinating places. Where are you, Steve?
We're in an undisclosed location not too far from you. The two of us were in the same town. It's just maybe a half mile away.
Well, what's behind? I see beautiful trees. Is it cloudy? Give us a weather report, Steve. You're the man in the field. What's the weather like?
A lot of clouds in the sky, see, but if you take a look as we go around, look at that.
That's nice.
The sun is just breaking out behind me right there, if you can see.
I do. It's a beautiful,
nice,
a beautiful spring evening wherever you are. Look at that.
It feels like morning glow, but it's afternoon glow, I guess.
That's the new cologne I bought, Morning Glow.
Yes. I was thinking of a song from Pippin, but
Okay.
I forgot. You're not too much of a thespian.
Oh, stop it.
Did I say that? Did I say
Now,
that?
I have another problem with you. I have another bone to pick.
Another one.
What's going on with your face? What's over your face there?
What?
It looks like you haven't shaved in a while, Stephen.
Yeah, it's letting it grow.
I like it, I think.
You like that? Yeah,
I like it. It's got a little gruff to it. It's got a little anger to it.
It was a good time. It's a good time to grow a beard because it gets awkward, but no one will ever see it because you got a mask on all day.
That's you know what? I think that beard will be protection enough. I don't even think you need a mask. I think you've grown a mask. What do you think?
Honestly, I think I might work. Maybe if I just get the whiskers just go over my mouth a little.
That's what was just said. Yeah, that was just said by the CDC. They said our next step moving forward is you don't have to wear a mask. You just have to grow a beard.
That's what Dr. Fauci said, right?
That's the. Do you know he's in some kind of? I'll tell you later. But there's these theater shows that are coming back, and they're doing these shows. And one of them is he's a character in the theater show. I'll tell you about them later. Why don't we? It's 6:33. I think everybody's got their food. They're in front of the computers, their phones. What are you drinking?
I am drinking an iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts.
Double D.
And I don't know if we talked about this, but I gotta tell you something.
Yeah.
Oat milk is the bomb.
Oat milk?
Oat milk, which is what I'm drinking. I add to my coffee. I'm done with the regular, dairy milk. It's like I like oat milk. Definitely for the taste.
It does now oat milk. Does that come from a cow? Or does it come from the oat?
It comes from the oat.
Is there a new animal on the farm called an oat?
No, it's an oat, like oats, like oatmeal.
Yeah, I get it.
They milk the oats, so if you take a look, you gotta look through a microscopic telescope, and you can see that each one of the little oats, they have the teats.
The little teats.
and that's right.
I have teats. Could you milk me?
That's right. Lloyd Parker would agree with
You know, and that's a good teaser as we start the show because that Meet the Parents was what year, Steve?
Was that the year 2000?
That's right, baby, and that's the year we are featuring on the show today. So kick back, go back to the year 2000. Let's get this Steve Squared show rolling.
An hour and I started staring at the passengers waving goodbye. Can you tell me what was ever really special about me all this time? But I believe the world is burning to the ground. Oh well, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come.
And that's right, little Matchbox 20 to get your Monday blues rocking. Wake everybody up. Let's go. So, the little welcome to the Steve Squared Show. I'm your host, Funny Man Steve K, along with the bearded Steve. What's happening? Where are you, Steve? In case some people just joined us, it looks like you're in a parking lot there.
Not too far from you, Steve.
I know. This is. I'm really.
Location somewhere by you.
Very excited to have you with us again. We missed you last week. You know.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. FBI, open up!
So, Steve, how was your weekend? How was your Mother's Day? You tell me. I know you went out, didn't you? A little brunch.
We got just a lunch.
How was it?
Mother's Day lunch. All right. We had the Mother's Day Applebee's. My mom has her, the usual Mother's Day Applebee tacos, which she likes very much.
Okay.
And she enjoyed that very much. It was very good. It was very nice. Pleasant day. We had some alcoholic beverages, two to go with our lunches. I had a burger with French onion soup, and we had some drinks with that. My mom likes sangria. She likes the sangria. I opted for some blue monstrosity. I don't know why I did it, but I did. This iced frozen blue monstrosity, and it was a shark. It's some sort of shark thing, but it had a nice shark gummy on top of the drink.
Wait, was this an alcoholic beverage?
Of course it was.
And what did your mom drink? What was she drinking?
Sangria.
Ah, the sangria. So you guys went out to Applebee's. How was it? Crowded? How was it?
It was all right. It wasn't too crowded at all. I don't know if Applebee's is a huge spot on Mother's Day.
Not a huge Mother's Day spot. Well, your mother had the taco. What did you order?
I had a cheeseburger with some French onion soup.
Oh,
I
very.
must admit, I do like the French onion soup at Applebee's.
The French. You know, my mom's always looking for a good French onion soup.
Well, you know what the secret is with the French onion soup?
What's the secret?
Of course, it's the onions after they're cooked like that. They're nice and sweet. But the cheese is always...
You would focus on the cheese. Now,
You know what?
I know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to start with you right away.
Tell me how you enjoy life with your cracker and your Celsius.
Well,
That's a treat.
speaking of Celsius, it is one of our major and only sponsors of the Steve Squared Show. But enough of that. My Mother's Day, my mother's Mother's Day, was nice. We were at my sister's. We had a lovely time. I did have one obstacle, which I shared with you, and now I want to get the opinion of our listeners. Sane people. People with a sanity and empathy. Not like you. Me and Steve, I went to Steve, told him my problem, and he slapped me in the face as if he was challenging me to a duel.
What's that?
So I go into the local florist here, Steve. I wanted to get my mom some gorgeous sunflowers. Beautiful. They had some big ones there. I like the big sunflowers. I walk in, and right away I park, and I see it's crowded. And I park. I see signs all over the door. We have no flowers. I said, is this this must be a TikTok joke. This is a video. I'm in a video right now. They want to see a local man go insane, probably. But I calmed down and I enter. I said, this can't be. So I enter, and what do you think's playing over the whatchamacallit? Hold on one second. I'm going to cue it up. What they had playing over the speaker, and this once again, this is Bayview Florist. Okay, this is a local florist in Massapequa, and I knew there was a problem right away. Here's why.
You mentioned names.
Oh sure, I'll tell you why.
Now, here's Lynn Anderson.
I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime.
So right away, I knew there was a problem when Lynn was singing "I Have Never Promised You a Rose Garden." So right away, I get irate, and I ask the woman, and she says, "Look," I hear her telling another customer, "You know it's serious when we shut our phones off." She said, all of these flowers have been ordered. There's a national flower shortage. So forget your pandemic. Forget your oil crisis. There's a flower crisis going on here. But I say, okay, I'll play along. I'm a good sport. I say, that must just be for the special flowers, like in the case, maybe bouquets. I said, there's some sunflowers in the bucket. Could I just get 3? And she says, no, absolutely not. Everything is already taken. She said, what you can have is that plastic windmill in the window. So I stormed out, and, I tell Steve this story. Steve doesn't find any problem with this. Why don't you find a problem with this, Steve? Because to me,
This is unacceptable!
Let me just say this.
go ahead.
That you changed the story a little bit. All right, your tone, you make your tone sound like you were quite civilized and polite, but you were insane though. The way you told me the story first the other day, you were what? And you made it sound like this lady screamed at you. There are no flowers. Have you heard?
That's
Have
it.
you heard?
That's it.
There's a COVID. There's a shortage of flowers.
But
There's some flowers, all right?
what does COVID have to do?
Flowers.
What does COVID have to do with a flower show? But I don't understand. Don't they grow the flowers right there in the back in the parking lot?
Steve, I believe there's nothing but concrete and cement in the parking lot. Unless
Catherine,
they
I
have
need
some
you.
weeds between the cracks. I don't think I'm going to grow too much, baby.
What do you think they would have done to me, and what kind of story would have been on Channel 12 News if I grabbed 3 of those sunflowers and ran out the door?
Well, I know you too well, and I'd be afraid to really speculate what might happen.
So, anyway, that was, that's one of my early rants. I was upset, and I tried to go to Steve because if anybody could relate this story, Steve would show empathy because, as if we all don't forget, just a few short weeks ago, Steve had the chicken debacle, where our local KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, for those of you keeping score, ran out of chicken and tried to pawn off
No, they ran out of
original.
the original recipe at Kentucky.
And they tried to pawn off, as you say, some extra crispy on you.
They just threw it in there, and I was watching them. Let me tell you something. I know, you know what? I can't make fun because I've learned so much from you, Steve. And I watch, and I know what's out there. They're putting extra crispy in the bucket, and I know what it looks like. I can tell the difference with I have eyes, Steve. I have eyes. I can tell the difference between original and extra crispy.
Well, it would take a. It would take a. It would take. It would take. it would take a man, a connoisseur in saturated, greasy fast food to be able to tell the difference.
You know, your best judgment, please. Read your freaking Jack Lane book, all right? We'll save that for another time. I know the difference. And I didn't order it just for me. I ordered it for my parents. And they know the difference, too.
Meanwhile, you walked out of there with a free bunt cake. What do you care?
I got a butt cake.
So,
They want to give you. They want to be, oh, you want a side of macaroni and cheese? No, your macaroni and cheese sucks. I'll take the butt cake.
so I want.
It was like a whole big deal. She had to talk to her manager. It was like a huddle. You know, I said,
Yeah, but I didn't
2
get.
minutes to find out. I just want a bun cake.
Well, you see, so I want our squares, our sane people, to listen and see who the raving lunatic is on the show. Me, the calm one, who was faced with this.
Did you just make fun of my flower?
Or the man that everybody loves, the chicken man, and who is, I don't understand, Steve. I think, I mean, I want to.
You totally understand, Steve. You're putting up an act right now. We don't, you know what? I know what you're like.
Hold it there, Cracker Boy. I'm not finished.
Anyway, so
I know what you're like.
your chicken is my flour. You had a chicken problem, I had a flour problem. These are the things going on Long Island. These are the serious issues. Anyway, this is what I did. I left the National Crisis, Bayview Florist, on the corner of, in Massapequa. I want to let every single human know. Then I go to a local store, and of course they had sunflowers. And I said, isn't there a national flower shortage? And they said, no, we have them over there, sir. And I sent a picture to Steve, and I said, here's your flower shortage. And I got my mom some lovely sunflowers.
And did she like them?
She enjoyed them. And so that was my flower escapade over the weekend. It's not easy getting through life, but we try. And then this is a great pivoting a little bit, but I'm glad I hope everybody did have a nice Mother's Day. This is actually, I was thinking of this morning, Steve. Tell me what you think of this idea. The day after Mother's Day and the day after Father's Day should be daughter and son's day, right? Like a daughter's day after Mother's Day and a son's day after Father's Day.
You know what? I don't know, because you know what? Every day is like a kid's day, you know? Kids always have parents take care of their kids, you know?
Well, it's not always true. Kids take care of the parents. I do a lot for my folks. You do a lot for your folks. I mean, who would have battled for your folks over extra crispy chicken but you? You went out on a limb.
But you know, without them, I wouldn't be here.
Right. So I'm not saying.
You know, with some maniac talking about chicken and a frickin' sunflower. I mean, so yes, I probably think we're a little more indebted to our parents than our parents are indebted to us. Oh yes.
Keeping your head above water, making a way when you can.
Temporary layoff.
Easy
Surviving. Wow, you're getting so excited we're losing your audio. Steve, I played that for Steve. The folks don't understand your attachment to that song. You really are. You know, you missed our best show last week. I was doing a homage to 1976. Great commercials. Do you remember the toy? You know which popular toy was out? Two, which I'm sure you had. The Slinky, which later became my name when I was doing a bit part on Broadway, and Light Bright.
Those toys were popular years before 1976.
I don't know. It had it as one of the most popular toys in 76.
Well, they were popular years before that. I mean, Slinky's been around the 60s. Light Bright was around in the 60s.
And I thought you would have enjoyed that. I felt bad because this was the commercial.
Light Bright, the toy that lets you create beautiful pictures with light.
Now I have to give.
That commercial was on year. That commercial is older than 76.
All right.
And they played that, and they actually played that commercial for years, though.
No, that they did play that for years.
For a long time without changing it at all.
If you can humor me for a moment, Stephen, I did want to mention I'm not all about negative. I know you think I'm filled with vinegar, but there are moments that I have where I have to give respect where it's due. There's a wonderful store, the paper next in Massapequa, and I always get wonderful gifts there. Got my mom some nice stuff. You should go there. Wonderful, great service, very friendly. Just that
I've been there. It's a nice store.
It's a wonderful experience. You know, you don't leave there with agita. You don't leave there wanting to contact your local newspaper.
Agita, my fellow paisan.
Agita. You don't leave with agita. So I just went. Oh, but I did have one problem. There's my other. I got one more problem I have to get off my chest. When you're shopping for a card, now of course everybody's shopping for Mother's Day cards. I go in to get a card, and there's this guy, right? And he's looking for a card, but he has to back up, to get that real good vantage point. So he takes up the whole aisle by stepping back and really taking in the whole card experience. And now nobody can, you don't want to go in front of him and be rude. Oh, we just lost Steve.
I'm back.
There he is. So we don't want to go in front of him, and he backed up all the way to the other shelf, so you can't go behind him. So this jerk took up the whole aisle. Come on. What are you doing?
It's what you got to deal with when you go out shopping.
I'll slap the taste out of your mouth. You understand me?
It was just
Outrageous.
It was outrageous. But those were pretty much the things that bothered me, I think, over the weekend. Did you have anything that bothered you? I like when things bother you, Steve. Share with us. This is time to get it off your chest.
Things that bothered me? I told you about the chicken, but that was weeks ago.
No, give us something new.
You got me. I'm trying to think of. It might come up later.
You're right. You're too nice. You're too accepting. I could fill a show with anger. And you're always, what medication? I gotta share, name some of the meds that you're on, because I could use them. You're always happy.
I'm really not. I gotta tell you something. You know what? You gotta put up, you know what? Steve, come on. We talk about this. You totally agree with me, though. Yeah, you're close up to this. You know what it's all about, Steve. You know what's all about. It's showtime. You have to put up a show.
That is true.
That's it. Remember, Steve, back when we were working in the gym?
Yes.
And, of course, you're a maniac.
Thank you.
Steve doesn't take any breaks when he works out. He's lifted every day. And maybe he took one day off after his bodybuilding show, and that was about it. But then he went right back into it.
Right back.
And one day he came in, literally looking like a 90-year-old cripple.
Thank you.
And he's hunched over, and he's in the chair, and he's in pain. And any minute now, this client is going to come in, and Steve is just moaning and groaning. Something unlike Steve. Steve is never like this. The girl comes right back to the door, and all of a sudden, Steve, the trooper that he is, perks up, straightens up. Hey, hi, how you doing? You doing good? Oh, nice. Okay, well, why don't you go over and warm up for 10 minutes, and we'll get started. I'll meet you over at the bike, all right? All right, buddy. All right, sweetie. See ya. She leaves. And you just go right back to, your position, which was just, it was horrible to see like this that day. It was like a bad. I never saw you like that ever before fluorescents. So it was rough to see it like that.
Well, I do remember that, but I think, it's just upsetting because people upset me, and as you know,
101soundboards.com.
Indeed, hell will be well populated.
so it's just, how I feel. But I don't know. I think like you do take a better. I do have a very. I gotta try to change my attitude and be more positive. My mom says I need to be more positive. And how could you not be more positive when how you say that too? And how could you not be more positive when it's easier now on Long Island to get?
I don't know how that marijuana got in my car.
It's easier to get marijuana than flowers. So how could you not be more positive? But hey, Steve, do you know who this woman is? You probably know her name. I don't know if you could see it. I'll hold it up. She's the matchmaker. She does those commercials. Hold on, let me get the picture. Wait for it. There she is.
The blonde?
The blonde. She does those commercials during the sports games.
Don't know her too well, but I might have seen it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know her name. She doesn't do a good job. She's just called the matchmaker. And what she does, she's very good. She's very good. She's has over 1,000 success stories, 900 of them ending in a divorce. She's 20 years experience matching and making, and she has special pricing for mothers that want to cheat on their husbands. So very good. This is good. If you want to contact her, it's mtmmatchmaking.com, and she only takes Discover and Diners Club. So there you go.
That's duly noted.
I don't know. Oh, hey Steve, I wanted to talk to you about this. Speaking of bodybuilding, and during the days of our shows when we all used to do our thing, they would of course drug test us. You'd go through the polygraph. They want things clean, right? It's all about clean and sanitation, like it is now. Unfortunately, that was not the case in the Kentucky Derby. So what had happened was, here I have a little bit of a soundbite. I will play in a second, but apparently the horse Medina Spirit tested positive for anabolics, PEDs, and I guess he would test positive for because he is a horse after all. Of course.
The horse is a horse.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Red. So, I did want to see this. I got the actual story here. This was very interesting. It says here, his handler, or as I handle a lot of people, but his handler, the horse's handler, his name is Baffert, and he said that they disclosed the positive test over the weekend, and at a press conference at Churchill Downs, he said he, meaning the horse, denied any wrongdoing and indicated that the horse had never knowingly been treated with any betamethasone steroid that he was tested positive. The horse adamantly stated that he never knowingly took steroids. And I'm not even kidding. That is an exact quote from this moron. And I have one thing to say to that.
There's an update to that story.
I love an upbeat.
An update.
Or an upbeat.
So supposedly they have a reason on how this could have happened.
Oh, I love a reason. Tell me.
So they say that there was one of the hands out in the, like the farm hands or whatever you call them out there,
Sure.
tending to the horses.
Yeah.
Who had been taking cough medicine, cough syrup, and supposedly he relieved himself. This is the truth. This is what they actually said. He relieved himself. He urinated into the hay, and this is how. And the horse consumed the hay that was treated with the man's
Wrong.
This is
Wrong.
My God, that's worse than
Wrong.
my dog ate my homework.
Well, that's good enough for me. Anyway, luckily for everybody, or myself, I didn't bet on Medina Spirit. I went with the runner-up, BoJack Horseman.
Not understanding that you're a horrible person doesn't make you less of a horrible person.
So yes, luckily I put all my money on BoJack Horseman. Well,
I would have put my money on the classic, and you know as well as I who we put our money on.
Seabiscuit?
No,
Who?
press the button and find out over there. You got a button there.
What am I pushing?
I don't know the one.
You better stop pushing my buttons. I always say that to my parents. Stop pushing my buttons.
Press the one with the horse. The horse is a horse.
Oh, Mr. Ed?
Yes.
Oh my God! I don't even know where that. See, you know what the problem was? Here, I will play it for you, but I'll tell you, and then I'll tell you what's wrong with this.
Hello, I'm Mr. Ed.
I would have liked that. I would have liked that blurb to at least play the beginning of the music. I love that intro music. Dun 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 dun. Right, because they had enough time. They cut it off so quick, so it's not really a great blurb. I wasn't happy with that. Was the only Mr. Ed blurb they had.
The funniest, before we go to the
Yes,
next story,
tell me.
do you remember back at the original Saturday Night Live, they did a funny thing on Weekend Update when the real Mr. Ed, the horse died, and they interviewed the widow Ed, and they got a real horse in the studio, and I don't know if it was who did the voice. It was either Gilda or Jane Curtin. It was probably Gilda. And we're all very sad and unhappy here. And so all of a sudden they can't control the horse. The horse is going off camera, and you hear Gilda go, "Oh, where am I going?"
Oh my gosh.
And then the big punchline, which you would have liked, Steve. The horse is a corpse.
Oh, love that.
Hold it there, cracker boy. I'm not finished.
That.
Now can we go back to Celsius? Okay.
Yes, I popped open a Celsius, but what was the was that true? Did the original Mr. Ed horse pass away?
Yeah, like in the this was like the late 70s.
What is the lifespan of a horse? I'm interested.
I mean, could they live 30 years?
I couldn't.
You got a computer in front of you, maybe you can.
Nah, I'm not that interested. Not that interested. Oh, this is good because we are both baseball people. Are you wearing a Met hat?
What else would I be wearing?
I can't.
The stupid interlocking NY?
You better not. You better respect the NY, the interlocking NY.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, I couldn't see that. Oh, we lost you again.
No, we're coming back.
We're coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, we have technical difficulties in the above square. There he is.
My thing fell out of here.
I've had that problem too.
Yes, don't you know?
So I was watching a baseball game last night. We were all together, and we're thinking it's maybe like a replay, or you know how ESPN, when this was going on last year, was showing the games on Sunday night with like a fake background to try to pretend there was a crowd. So we're watching the Braves game, and I'm like, oh, look, I'm explaining like a dummy. I'm saying, yeah, you see what they're photoshopping the background in. But to my surprise, they're back. So down in Atlanta, where old times there are not forgotten, the chop is back. The chop is alive, and it's chopping in Atlanta. They don't give a hoot. So, you know.
Hold it there, cracker boy. I'm not finished.
So they're revving to go. It was a packed house. And they said they're up to full capacity. And as I said in the Yankee games and Met games, I think Cuomo said, what did Cuomo say?
I think the 17th.
He said something. I think Cuomo said only certain, like really hot-looking female interns can go into the stadium for free. That's my political humor. I'm taking a Cuomo shot. Sorry. I know you are, but you know what?
He's watching you.
That I was just gonna say. You know what? I could have made a real bad mistake there because it is, after all, tax time, and I'm still waiting for my tax refund. And the last thing I want to have is a problem with Mr. Cuomo, even though I'm sure he won't be there very long.
FBI, open up!
So, hopefully he's not watching the Steve Squared show tonight. And I'm sure he's not. He's got bigger things to worry about than my making fun of him. But are you? How do you feel? Are you going to go to a Met game? What do you this summer?
I am.
Do you have tickets yet, or you usually go in the summer?
Yeah, not yet. I mean, I think I might as soon as I can. Which I took my second shot, and about a week or two ago. And by next Sunday, I should be fully vaccinated officially, so I can go out to a game.
Do you know that I also heard this? They're doing vaccinations at Yankee Stadium.
And City Field as well.
Yeah, Aaron Judge is giving people vaccinations when they come in. You think that? I don't know if that's safe.
Look, for what he's getting paid and the fact that he's not hitting, it's the least Aaron Judge can do.
Well, I would take it easy, Mr. Lindor. Mr. $300 million Lindor.
Oh, look what Lindor's up, on the up and up.
Oh, sure. The two of them are probably hanging out in bars at the end of the night. Now, here is you would enjoy this. My brother's birthday had just passed, and my nephews got him one of those gifts where the celebrity wishes you a happy birthday.
Cameo.
The cameo, thank you. And they got him the recovering coke addict Keith Hernandez. I'm sorry, but anyway, so Keith gives this a la coin gallery, monotonous, boring drudgery of a happy birthday to my brother. Cost what a gig! $120, and he basically wasn't even a minute and 10 seconds long. And you know what you do is you go on Cameo. You're supposed to, you fill out some info. You tell about your family member, and suffice. So my sister said, you don't just have to have them wish you a happy birthday. You could just have them contact you and give you some advice. Maybe you're in a life struggle, right? Some kind of big moment. So what I saw Mike Tyson's on there, and I'm going through a life struggle. I think I would like Tyson to give me some advice.
When aren't you going through?
For $450, I want to have Tyson help me get through life.
Someone with anger issues like you.
Yes.
That's all you need.
So there's some big celebrities on there, Steve.
There are.
Who would you want?
We talked about this a few.
Yes.
When we were in the studio, we talked about it.
We did. That's right. When Tony was there, and you said he wanted a Met, and you said, who did you want? A Met?
I said a Met. I forgot what it was when I said. Can you believe that?
Did you want an actor? A comedian?
I don't know. It depends. I've looked through a lot of those now. So, and I like listening to some of these people's,
Yes.
You get to hear some of their readings that they made for people, and some are really good. Some
Yes.
are really, really good, and they really work hard on it. They're very, they try really hard to make it a special thing. But I mean, this is proven to be somewhat of a profitable thing for a lot of these actors and athletes who weren't working too much during the COVID. Just a little extra money at least.
Britney Spears can use that extra $100 to wish me a happy birthday.
I mean, I couldn't believe the number of these quote-unquote, internet stars, these social media stars.
Yes, they're doing pretty well.
Oh my God! Seriously, I just don't know.
How much would you pay to have? How much would you pay, Steve, to have me sing "Happy Birthday" to you? The author of Anything Is Possible. I am a co-host of the world famous Steve Squared Show.
It would be a good idea. Yes, I would pay for a greeting as if you were as Jack Mullane.
So I think they should have impersonators do famous people that are not alive. Like maybe you want Abe Lincoln or, maybe George Washington to wish you a happy birthday. Obviously, they're no longer with us.
Let's say, you're an actor, you're a trained actor.
Sure.
What if I see on Cameo that I can look up here? World-renowned actor / funny man Stevie K as Abraham Lincoln will help celebrate your birthday for a nominal fee. I said, you know what? I like this guy. I think that'd be great. I'm gonna get Abraham Lincoln to wish me a happy birthday. Now, in your best, with your acting chops,
sure.
In June, can you go to just? I'll give you a second to just go get into the moment.
Sure.
And into character. Abraham Lincoln wishing me a happy birthday.
80 and many years ago, Stephen Mandracina has welcomed us with his life upon our sacred earth. I wish you, and all of us of the Whig Party, many happy celebratories and many years to come. Happy birthday, Stephen. Thank you.
You might want to work with someone in continuity on that, because Abraham Lincoln
What?
Abe wasn't in the Whig Party. He was in the Republican Party.
I know, but I'm just making it. This is all for pomp and circumstance. You understand? You know what?
Just want me to just
go with the flow, Steve. You know what? I could also do this, Steve. Not only do I do Lincoln, but tell me what you think of this impersonation. Hold on a second here. I'm going to give you one more.
Wrong.
What do you think of that?
Wrong.
I do that pretty well, don't I?
That's wrong.
Set up lines of cocaine with your daughter, and the two of you do lines of cocaine.
Yes.
This one's for you, Emily.
That was Keith Hernandez. that was Keith Hernandez on the Dr. Phil show.
But Keith Hernandez somehow managed to hit a ball. So
yes, he did hit a wall. I know.
Okay, let's go back to.
Hey, can we do the Atlanta chop? Let's practice. I don't think I would be good in the fans. They do it really. They are all in unison. Boy, I'll tell you.
I don't know if that is that. I don't think that's a woke thing to do, Steve.
It's not a woke thing, but why are they still doing it? I'll tell you why.
I'm to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy.
That's why. They don't care down there. That's their motto. That's what it says on their license plates. We don't care down here. We don't care down there.
They all sound like what you would call. They all sound like who's the presidential candidate there? Just died.
Ross Perot?
Ross Perot. They all sound like Ross.
Don't
Ross
they?
is from Texas.
Wait. What? Wait, are you making me cue up the inevitable? What happened here?
Hold it there, cracker boy. I'm not finished.
The great Ross Perot. Let me break this out before we cover 2000, because it's coming at 7:14. I want to get this spoiler out there for our folks. I was teasing it. I forgot to put this in the post. I just got word, thanks to my Netflix connections, of which I have none. That's why I'm having a problem with Netflix letting me pitch dumbbells. Steve, they won't get me in the room to pitch dumbbells. You believe this?
It's an outrage.
I can't get in the room to pitch dumbbells. But anyway, so the great Cobra Kai series that I love. Do you like Cobra Kai?
I do.
Yes. So 3 great seasons. It took off. It's just so popular, so viral, so trending. And I actually loved it. I loved it so much that I got my brother a Cobra Kai shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had one in TJ Maxx. Another great store to shop in. TJ Maximilian. And it said, strike first, no mercy. And that's kind of the way I like to live my life. No questions, just strike first. No mercy, Cobra Kai style. So season 4 of Cobra Kai was supposed to be released next year, 2022. But Netflix announced they will be releasing it in October of this year, 4th quarter. That is really very exciting. So I was happy. Anyway.
You're the best.
Well, that is true. It's very exciting. So, if for all you Cobra Kai fans out there, Cobra Kai will be released in October. Get your dojo ready. Get your gis on, your black belts, your karate moves, and enjoy some fun Daniel LaRussa. Now, we left off season 3 where Daniel and Johnny have combined. They've joined forces to fight the evil John Kreese. And it's the Miyagi Dojo against the evil Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai.
I don't know how that marijuana got in my car.
So, that was pretty good. Do you know, my mom paid me a great compliment. I'll tell you this, Steve. I was reading some newspaper clippings and making some jokes, and she said, "You're very good at that. You should get a job at the Tonight Show."
Tonight Show?
The Jimmy Fallon Show. One of maybe the Conan Show. Not the Conan Show, because he writes most of his own stuff, and he's got writers. But maybe, who thinks I needs a little writing? Maybe Fallon. I know you're not a big Jimmy fan. I don't really care for him. Seth. Maybe Seth. Any of those guys at night could definitely use my comedy stylings.
Yeah.
So I said I would call up today and get on one of those shows. Only a mother's love. Look at that! Abraham, what are you doing walking around with a fin? Boy, times must be good to you.
I've learned every time I go hang out with you, Steve, always have the $5 bill in my hand.
Now,
so I'm there to
What a face on that guy, the great Abraham Lincoln. That's the $5 bill.
This is one of your best
Yeah, unfortunately, my Lincoln humor, I can't do that on Gov's radio. my big political humor.
How about Andrew Jackson?
What are you walking around? Steve, you better be careful. You're out in a parking lot with, look at this, he got 20s and 5s and 10s. I think they should change from presidents to other people on the money. Start putting, regular people. I would love to be on the $11 bill, or maybe a nickel. I would love to be on a nickel.
This man looks so miserable. Look at him. He had no teeth.
Well, I mean, Steve, look at the times they lived in. They didn't have any Netflix. They had no TikTok videos.
some of those teeth on his false teeth were made from teeth of slaves.
Is that true?
That's what
I thought it was made of elephant tusk.
I think it might have been that too.
Anyway, the time is rapidly approaching where we need to get this in. We're featuring the year 2000. Steve, let me give you a rundown of what happened in the year 2000, starting with the Yankees upending your Mets in the first Subway Series.
And your filthy pitcher, Roger Clemens.
That's right. Filth wins it.
Juice-ridden Roger Clemens.
I don't know how that marijuana got in my car.
What a crock of a World Series.
You're tacky and I hate you.
Don't cry on the air. It's not becoming of you, Steve. Let's keep going.
Now,
Let's keep.
Steve,
Yes.
can we just one more thing, a side note on that?
Side note.
Did you see Bobby Valentine is running for the mayor of Stamford, Connecticut?
Really?
Yes.
He's got my vote.
Yes.
You know who was voted sexiest man alive in 2000? And I'll give you a hint. I was runner-up.
Well, that really helps. 2000. It was around in 2000.
2000. It's an obvious one.
Mel Gibson?
No. The Olive Pit man, Brad Pitt.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's right.
Best new artist. Who was the best new artist, Steve? Let's see what you remember from 2000. Best new female artist. Or best new artist.
Who happened to be a female?
Who happened to be a female?
2000.
2000.
Fergie? That was a bad guess.
That's a bad guess right there.
I'm going to kick myself when I find out.
You are going to get very upset.
Who is it?
Best new artist. You sure? Hold on a sec.
Positive.
Let's see if I can play a little bit for you. Maybe I have them here. Do I have? Here they go.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
No, it wasn't the Spice.
No, it wasn't a Spice.
No, I'm just kidding. It was Christina Aguilera. Christina Aguilera. And she just beat out Britney Spears. So the two of them were on the rise. Oh, yeah. And you would think, Oops, I Did It Again would have been fantastic. Brad Pitt marries Jennifer Aniston. Very, very good. The first season of Survivor, Steve.
Richard Hatch was the winner.
That's right. And the boy band, what was the big boy band? Give me the big boy band.
New boy band.
Begins with an N and it ends with a sink.
Would that be Sam Cooke?
That's right. The great In Sync. Now, who was in Sync? How many were there of them? There was Mark Wahlberg in them?
Was that Lance Bass?
I don't know. I don't know who was in. Was that? No, that was. I don't know who was in that. Was it one of the Jonas Brothers? No. I don't know who was in Sync.
I don't even make that yet. No, I'm pretty sure it was Lance Bass.
All right.
Joey Fatone.
Guess what the most popular TV show was in the year 2000? Most popular television show.
In the year 2000, was it Friends?
You got it, baby. Good, Steve. You're good. That is really, really good. And of course, there was the great. Speaking of the South, we had our presidential election, and all the states were able to count and to learn how to vote, except for the one state that panhandle state. What's that one that hangs off the United States?
Yeah, Florida.
Or as I like to call them, Florida. Oh yeah, because the Steve Squared Show is woke. If we're not anything, we're woke. We're millennial. We're Gen Z. We are all inclusive. We're diversified, and we're sanitized. We've covered all the bases.
Fortified.
We are fortified, sanitized. We love it all. We are all inclusive here. As long as we're all inclusive. As long as you agree with me. Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World. What happened to Boy Meets World? It ended last episode.
Best episode. And one of my favorite actors,
Fred Savage. Oh, yes.
The great William Daniels, still kicking it. 90, I think he's 94, maybe.
Yeah, he's. I love him.
And he does a cameo. Well, you know what? There's someone I'd like a cameo from. William Daniels.
All right, we'll see what we can do. I would rather get it from Fred Savage.
He's on cameo also.
Let me see here. Oh, the Heinz ketchup. It wasn't enough that they make $5 billion a minute, Heinz ketchup, but they tried to come out with the green ketchup.
I remember that.
The green ketchup in the year 2000, it was called Easy Squirt. Which, by the way, was my rapper name.
Yeah, exactly.
That was my high school rap name when I tried my hand at spinning back in the club days. Easy Squirt. You remember that? You remember that? You used to come see me at the clubs down in Canarsie in Brooklyn. Easy Squirt will be spinning tonight. So Heinz ketchup. That never. Did you ever try that green ketchup?
No, I didn't. I had no desire to.
No, that's pretty gross. Average rent. What do you think the average rent was of an apartment?
Let's say $600.
Pretty good, $675. And what was a popular toy? It says most popular, but I mean, very popular. The big one in 2000.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Well, the Sony PlayStation 2 came out, but everybody had the Razor scooters.
Oh, that's right.
Remember those pieces of crap?
Oh, yes.
Now, I'll give you some movies that came out in 2000. We said it earlier, Meet the Parents. Great Ben Stiller, De Niro, really good movie. The rest weren't too good, but Meet the Fuckers wasn't bad. Castaway, with the great Tom Hanks. Nothing like making a movie without a line in it. Just sitting around playing with a volleyball for 2.5 hours. If I would have brought that movie in to Universal, to any studio, to Warner Brothers, and I said, look, I got a great movie here. It's a guy in a volleyball. Do you know how fast I would have been in the parking lot? Dumbbells. Thank you. Scary Movie came out. And, of course, the great Gladiator.
Oh, yes.
Now, give me what were some of the groups that were jamming back then, Steve? Some of the big-time 2000, the groups in the year 2000 that were big.
Groups?
Yeah, some of the bands.
I don't know.
Or solo artists. Or you could name solo artists.
Well, U2.
U2.
Was probably big. They had a big album back in 2000 that just came out.
Yep, good call.
Let's see, who else? Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters, yep. I'll give you a couple. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Of course.
Bon Jovi was always there. Coldplay. Madonna, Pink, Britney, Santana, Lenny Kravitz. So that was just to give you a snapshot of the year 2000 we like to focus on. Want to give everybody a little focus. I had a lot of stuff we didn't even get to. We were doing good today. Was there anything I'll save this for next week. There was some shows. That's not really important. Something about LIPA. Nobody really cares. LIPA's under hot water again, but what's new? But that was a little snapshot of 2000. Everybody thought that everything was going to go haywire, right? With the banks, the ATMs.
Right. Yeah.
What did they call that? The big whatever?
The big whatever?
Well, what is that from? What movie is that from when he goes, we're changing all the software to get ready for the year 2000? He goes, I don't really want to discuss what I do.
I don't know. Was this Y2K? I forgot.
Office Space.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking with Jennifer Aniston. He goes, we're getting ready. I'm changing all the last digits because I don't really want to talk about what I do. I work at Unitech.
Exactly.
Such a great movie. One of my faves. Looks like you're back outside, Steve.
Yeah, I'm preparing for an exit because that coffee is out of check from me right now.
Oh, no. You know what, Steve? Oh, all right.
I just, do what I gotta do.
Well, I do appreciate. I have to say, I do appreciate that you were able to stay awake for the whole show as usual. And
From Brooklyn, I'm Italian.
That's true. But anything else, Steve? You got your shows coming up this week, this Friday. What do you? Anything special on anything and everything?
Nothing I know of right now. Nothing that I've planned.
All right.
We'll find out.
Where are we finding out? Where do we see it?
We'll hear 90.3 WHBC and on the internet through the iHeartRadio app. Just search WHBC and you can listen to the show Friday night, 6 to 8, as I play everything in it.
I love it. Love it. Soon you'll have me on that show when hell freezes over, I'm sure. And, of course, you can always see all the great Governor's shows on govsradio.com. You can catch the Steve Squared every Monday, 6:30. The Square. The Steve Squared Show. Check me out. Just check me out on my IG, Stephen R. Kaminsky. And we're still trying to get you some fun comedy stuff. You know, Steve, I'm bringing back Master Pipe Theater. I think that's good. You're going to love that character. Remember we did some of those videos.
I'm forgetting all about Master Pipe.
Master Pipe Theater, dumbbells. It's all coming for you guys. I didn't forget. And, of course, once again, I hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day. I will get all the sons and daughters a special day for them, irregardless, which is not even a word, of what Steven says. I will recognize the children of this world, even though you hate them. I don't.
I love children. What's wrong with you?
Well, I try to pitch this idea, and it's met with vinegar. Anyway, Steve, go. I know you have to make a run. Everybody have a wonderful, safe week, and we will see you next week on the Steve Squared Show.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How